It's already massively overwhelming getting out there on your own and trying to buy your first home in Australia, as well as trying to navigate your way through all the different grants, schemes, and duty concessions available across the country right now. Which is why in this video, I wanted to explain exactly what's going on across the country right now and how they can help you get into the market sooner and potentially save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Now, the first thing I wanted to explain in this video is the Australian government's new home guarantee scheme. Now, this scheme kicked off from the 1st of October 2025. Now, in a nutshell, what this scheme is allowing first-time buyers like yourself to do is get into the market with as little as a 5% deposit and completely avoid the massive cost of lender's mortgage insurance as you enter. In the past, there's been a limited number of people that the government would give this to each year, but now there are absolutely no place limits to encourage as many first-time buyers like yourself to enter the market as possible. On top of this, for the first time in a long time, there's absolutely no income cap. So whether you're earning 70 grand a year or 500K per year, if you're an Australian citizen and a first-time buyer, then it looks like the government is opening the floodgates. The government also, for the first time in a long time, has increased the price caps, which means the price you can buy a property for in every state across the country. Which means from the 1st of October in Sydney, for example, you can buy up to a $1.5 million home and still get access to this scheme. Where in different markets like Melbourne, you can get access to 950K. In Brisbane, you can get access to over $1 million. In WA, you can get access to 850K. In South Australia, you can get access to over 900K. They've even increased the limit in Hobart to over 700K and over $1 million in the ACT. Now, to access this scheme, it's super simple. All you have to do is click the link below this video through Housing Australia to learn more. From here, you can see if you're eligible, go talk to your bank manager or a mortgage broker and see what you can borrow, and then get out there and find an incredible property while a scheme like this is still available. Now, on top of this incredible scheme where you can put down as little as 5% deposit and get free lender's mortgage insurance, there are also the first home owner grants across the country, which vary from state to state. Now, these grants are very, very different depending on which state in Australia that you live, but I've provided a link at the bottom again of this video so that you can learn a little bit more about the grants and how they apply to your situation as a first timer looking to get into the market in the next few years. Now, most commonly, these grants have been focused on two particular things. One is a bit of a stamp duty concession or a transfer duty concession, which is the money that you pay the government on the way into buying your first home. The second thing that the states and the government around Australia is trying to do is to encourage new buildings or new dwellings. So if you're either building your first home or buying a home that has been newly completed and nobody has lived in it before, then you may be eligible for these incredible first home owner grants. Now, if we look at the current grants across the country, and these are always subject to change, in the NT right now, you can get access to 50K, and in Queensland, where it is also chronically undersupplied from an investment or a new home perspective, you can get access to $30,000 worth of grants at the time of recording this video. In South Australia, the grants can be as high as 15K, where in New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, and the ACT, you can get access to about $10,000 worth of grants, which is a massive amount of money which you may be eligible to apply for to help get you into that brand new home sooner. Now, the third and final thing that the Australian government or the different state governments around Australia may be giving access to first home buyers at the moment is stamp duty or transfer duty concessions, which is that money that you pay to the government on the way into buying your first home. Now, these grants massively vary around the country, and it's important to Google the relevant state plus the stamp duty or transfer duty concessions for first home buyers, but effectively it could save you in some states as much as $10,000 to $30,000 on the way into your new home. Now, when I was buying my first property personally back in 2011, I was able to access a 2.5% deposit as well as free lender's mortgage insurance and free stamp duty, and that enabled me to get into the market way sooner than I could have saved for it personally. Now, obviously, whether it's the home guarantee scheme, the first home owner grant, or the transfer duty concessions across the country right now, eligibility is extremely important, which generally means you have to be an Australian citizen, you have to be looking to buy or build your first home, and you have to be over 18 years of age. I think at the end of the day, the Australian government is doing all of this stuff to help encourage first-time buyers like yourself get into the market sooner and to help make the journey of buying your first home much more affordable. Now, regardless of which state in Australia you're looking to buy in, property investment fundamentals matter. Now, over the last 10 years, my team and I have bought over $600 million million worth of investment property in Queensland and Victoria. Now, what I've learned over that time and that you can directly apply as a first-time buyer is to go as close to the CBD or the major regional markets as you can afford. On top of this, we've found that based on history, according to CoreLogic, houses have massively outperformed units, which means that if you can afford to buy a home or a townhouse versus a unit for your first property, you have the potential based on history to do much better with your capital gains over the longer term. On top of this, if you can afford to buy as close to the city or as close to the beaches as you possibly can, buy in a high quality suburb with great access to infrastructure like trains, schools, universities, and good road networks. And add the cherry on the top, if you can get a better sized piece of land with a slightly larger home in a quiet street, you give yourself the most potential for longer term growth. Now, I remember just how scary this step into the unknown of buying my first home or my first investment properties were and accessing these grants. But I hope today's video has given you a bit of a guide, and the links below can provide you with more information so that you can safely and confidently enter the property market as a first home buyer and take advantage of these incredible grants that the government is lucky enough to be giving us in 2025 and beyond. G'day guys, my name's Ben and I'm the director here at Pumped on Property, and I just want to say a massive thank you for watching our content today. Now, if you're thinking about buying an investment property in the next 3 to 12 months, then the team and I would love to offer you a one-on-one strategy session. In that session, we can talk about exactly where you are right now, where you'd like to be longer term, and we can deeply educate you on the Australian market. And then you can take that information and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or potentially become one of the small number of clients that we work with each week. To book your session, all you have to do is go to www.pumpedonproperty.com and click that book your free strategy session button. But either way, we wish you all the best on your journey as an investor to financial freedom.